You mentioned the identification. You both had kind of an epiphany moment in terms of your experience with these students, opening up to them what their particular gifts are, and your own experience of meeting Mother Teresa. That's just the beginning, however. I mean, to recognize, oh, I want to have purpose in my life, that's one thing. Then that's just the beginning of a process of what you might call transformation or transitioning to a way of life that, in fact, gives sort of satisfaction and meaning. And what steps do you think people should take? Let's say they recognize either they've done this before or in conversation with friends or perhaps even by listening to your accounts, they realize, you know, I'm looking more for greater meaning or purpose in my life. What suggestions would one of you give or both of you give to someone asking that very question who's listening tonight?
I think that there has to be there's an enormous sense of sustainable peace just knowing that you're on track. What I want to hear from Mother Teresa is, I want an answer that I can understand, nothing that's complex. But I understand now truly, because there was such a rightness to it when she explained it to me again in the way she did, is that, first of all, you have to accept the premise that as a human being, you have responsibilities. You're called to serve humanity and God within humanity. Once you understand that, you lock that in, then I think there's a necessity to define what you feel is success, because especially with undergraduate and graduate students, even physicians that are 50 and 60 years old, everybody wants to be successful, but I don't think they can articulate a definition of success. And if the definition of success is more title, more power, more money, more prestige, you're going in the wrong direction. You're going to find yourself empty, you're going to find quick fixes, but nothing sustainable. If you find a profession where there's deep meaning, you can enjoy serving in that capacity, there's your response. So I think you really have to assess yourself, sit back, assess those God-given talents, and direct yourself in a profession or region where you can serve with those talents.
In some ways, I think it means sort of redefining or tweaking our understanding of success. I think some people have a very sort of narrow or sclerotic view of success as in terms of prestige or the money that they acquire, the possessions or reputation they earn. None of those things are bad, of course. I think the mistake is we often think that success is the means to happiness.
Right.
You know, that if I'll be happy as soon as I'm successful.
Or materialism is the mean to happiness.
Exactly. Well, success defined in terms of materialism.
Right.
As the mean, instead of just finding something that gives joy and then in that finding one's success.
I think if you structure the definition of success, and the one I found that's that's deepest for me as a Christian and also as a professional, is enjoying serving humanity with compassion. I think that includes it all. We're all called to serve humanity. We're called to do with compassion, that is, desire to alleviate the suffering of another, and find a vocation where you can enjoy that. If you utilize that as your definition of success, then you're going to enjoy the experience, and then whatever comes out of that, whether it be title, money, prestige, so be it. But if you focus on the power, prestige, and title first and initially, there's where you're lost.
Sure.
Then you fall into an abyss where how much is enough? Where can I get more? It's not working.
Well, and it also, to illustrate Mother Teresa's point, that people can do very different things and still find a great deal of satisfaction in them, because what they're doing is that however they're serving, they may you and I, for example, obviously your skill set and my skill set are very different. I think we both enjoy our life and find joy in our lives, and yet mine and yours are not the same, but we both can serve humanity in different ways.
One thing I like that, it's very interesting, is that there's such a priority in Western civilization on youth, materialism, finances, money, power. But if you go to Latin American countries, for example, where I've spent a considerable amount of time, there, if you ask a mother who's a patient, you ask her what her profession is, she says, ama de la casa. I'm the love of the house. Corazón de la casa. I'm the heart of the house. And this is the most prestigious position you could possibly have, because she's responsible for the children and the grandchildren and her parents in the community. And there's a tremendous amount of respect in that as a vocation. And there can be few vocations more important that requires more focus, more discipline than mother of the house.